Let's now look at another example to demonstrate how to calculate the quartiles. So the Census Bureau provides that data on income inequality, but you have to look at it in order to see where this income inequality is happening. We could look and see that in 2013, the median income of Hispanic households was $40,963. That's certainly helpful, but it doesn't tell us enough. We'd like to know something like, do most Hispanic households earn close to this amount, or are the incomes very variable? So the simplest way to do that is to calculate the quartiles. So how do we do that? In order to calculate the quartiles, rearrange the observations in increasing order and locate the median. Now the first quartile is essentially the median of the bottom half of the list. Now the overall median is not going to be included in the observations when you're looking at the values to the left. So if you had an odd number of observations to begin with, then the median will not show up in this lower value. If you had an even number, remember you actually averaged the two middle numbers, and so neither of those numbers was actually representing the median, in which case those two middle numbers, one would go in the left side and the other would go in the right. To get the third quartile, you look at the median of the observations in that ordered list to the right of the median. You don't include the overall median for that one either. So let's look again at Hank Aaron. So 34 was the median, and so that 34 is not going to be included in our list. We're going to look to the left and look at those values from 10 to the first 34. We have 11 values there, and so the middle number will be the sixth observation, and so the first quartile is the value 26. The upper half of the data, we would see those 11 observations, and the first 44 would be the middle, and so that's our third quartile. The 5-number summary is a name given to 5 important descriptions of a data distribution. The minimum, which is just the smallest number, Q1, that we just discussed how to find, the median, Q3, and then the maximum. So anytime that you're looking for the 5-number summary, those are the 5 numbers that you need to find. From that 5-number summary, we can actually create a graph that visually describes those 5 numbers. It's called a box plot, and the central box is going to span the quartiles. So the box is going to start at Q1 and end at Q3. A line in the middle is going to represent the median. And then from the box down to the minimum value, you'll draw a line. And then from the box to the highest value, you'll draw a line. These can be horizontally or vertically drawn. It just depends on what kind of space you have in whatever you're publishing. When you look at a box plot, then first thing that you really should see is the median. Where is that center? Then what's the variability? That's going to be the box. Where's Q1? Where's Q3? And how does that compare to the whiskers? So take a look at Barry Bonds and Hank Aaron. You see that the median values were quite close for both of them, and they might even be the exact same value. But you'll see that they also had a very similar middle section. It's the middle 50% from Q1 to the median, that's 25%. From the median to Q3, that's 25%. So we're looking at the middle 50%. Both of them had a relatively similar middle 50%. However, Barry Bonds had a very long whisker there above to get from Q3 to the max, and a relatively long whisker from Q1 down to the min. Hank Aaron, on the other hand, did not have quite as much spread from that minimum to Q1 and from Q3 to that maximum. So we can here describe visually a comparison between what's typical for Barry Bonds and what's typical for Hank Aaron.